Good day. It is July 1st, 2026. Happy month of July. And I'm going to attempt to do a different way, and I mean a absolutely different way. And so there's a certain side of the street or side of the neighborhood that I always walk. And so this time I'm going to cross over and go into a whole different neighborhood in the neighborhood, so to speak. So here I go. Kind of crazy how it's already hot. Like I'm leaving at least 15, 20 minutes earlier than usual, and it's already hot. It's busy though. There's quite a few cars, but the closer we get to the next work hours, which is the 9 o'clock work hours, the more busy this street is. It never used to be a roadway. It used to be just a road that leads to your home, your house, your street. Now people use this road to get to everywhere else. And man, it wouldn't bother me if they want to sell me out, buy me out of my house and expand this place with the Main Street Academy. It wouldn't bother me one bit. My goal is to get to the other side of the street, which is right there. I have never, those trucks, I have never walked over on the other side of the street. Now, it is not a good idea for me to cross over. Not here. Because of the curves and the hidden spots, it's better for me to walk to the four-way stop and then cross over. And I was gonna, purpose of walking over on that side is, I remember they built some newer homes over there, and I just want to walk over that way. Now, they're not that new because they've been up there for a while. And so, but it was odd. That's in such an old neighborhood. Most of these houses were built in the 70s and the 80s. And it's really weird that they built these nice looking new homes over there. It's not like the older ones aren't nice, but they're old and modern homes through there. And so I'm going to try to walk over there to where those modern homes are. Okay. And just go by there. And yeah, we'll see. Get through that area and maybe I'll find a house that I want to get. Kind of concerns that, when you see these fences falling in, yeah, you wonder, if it was raining and blowing, there's no way that I would do that. That I'd walk by there, feel safe. But I'm trying to figure out which one of these streets have those houses back through there. So I'm going to keep walking. There's a stop sign on the way up there, and that's where I'm going to cross. I used to drive this way every day to work, and when I would reach this four-way stop, I would make a right here and go to work. But I never really paid attention to any of the houses or the homes or just the area in general. Just went on about my way. And so today it's going to be time to explore. So I'm here at the four-way stop. But to get to this four-way stop is everybody tries to stop at this stop sign. I've seen people run this stop sign in this area. And so I'm not gonna waste my time getting across, but I see ahead of me those houses, so I'll come back on when I get closer. Like I mentioned before, I like walking through the neighborhood because it's more shaded. It's really pretty walking through there. I thought those I wouldn't say recently built, but lastly built homes in this neighborhood was through here, but Um, I had to turn. No, I didn't turn around or anything. I just turned opposite where I thought I was supposed to go, because that led to a main street, and I know the houses were over there. So far, I came back. I went back the other way, and I don't see those houses. So I don't know which one of these streets, those recently, which means the last houses that were built, it was built in 2000s, in the 2000s. I don't think it was mid 2000s though. I would say maybe 04, 05. I don't have that concept of time. Okay, I've already walked back through here, and maybe it's even further back. Yeah, I think so. It might be back up in here, and we've driven through to it. But I'm gonna walk a little straighter first, and more straight, because that's a cul-de-sac over there, and I'm gonna walk a little straighter. How y'all been doing? I've been doing mighty fine. I've been enjoying this summer. It has been such a beautiful summer, and shout out to my granddaughter Naisha, who's taking flight to New Orleans for the Essence Festival. I pray God's blessings and protections upon you as you enjoy your time there. And yeah, this is an exciting year for her. It's her 21st year, so birthday's coming up. And so that's exciting. We don't get this, I haven't celebrated her birthday since I've been with her, because she hasn't been available since she was 17, I think. But we haven't done a real big celebration since she was 16. So I think, so I'm getting to the end of this street, and all I've done was come back to the street that I crossed over. So I'm gonna have to take a right out of here and walk on the opposite side of the street. And it's back in another street. But I gotta just be careful. These cars kind of block anything that may be coming that way. And walk across. That's that broken fence I was just talking about. So I'm not sure which one of these side streets those houses were built. I don't know, these overgrown fences and stuff and yards, I just don't want to walk on the sidewalk. I choose the bike lane today. And it's, like I said, it's different for me. I'm going to take this next street and look down that street. So I could have fun today exploring. Random walk, like, well, yesterday was random. I just walked, went in circles and stuff like that. But today's a deliberate in search of something. So there's no outlet to this street. So I'm gonna look down it, visibly look down it. Look at this. This is the sidewalks. And then some parts gets clear. And so you really got to be paying attention to where you're walking, because the next thing you know, you're stumbling over stuff. I believe I found some homes that are much newer than the houses that are... Okay, so this street right here is a whole different name. It doesn't match the street names in the neighborhood, so I have come across, I believe, the houses that were built in the 2000s. And I found it. It's on St. Marcos Street. Now, if you go St. Marcos the other way, then it goes back to that little park I like to go to. Oh yeah, here it is. Yeah, these are the houses. Oh, I wonder how much. But for me to move out of my house, to move into a new house, will cost me a mortgage 3 times of what I'm doing now. And it is a sure, you're staying here in Colorado. You're never leaving this place. But I do like it if I have to stay here. I would like to come over here and buy a house over here. But if I put a substantial amount down, then it shouldn't be too bad, but I won't be close to paying it off like mine. So, people looking at me walking. I think I saw a guy, he's in a truck. Of course, we have Kens and Karens, and he stopped. Even in my neighborhood, see, what happens is we have other people who move in our neighborhoods, and they bring their ways to our neighborhood. So I'm wondering what dude right here in this truck is doing. But he can sit there all day long if he like. But, oh, I see, never mind. I'm so paranoid. He's talking to a lady in the yard. That's all. He's minding his business. Very nice. And it's back here. Some of those you could tell are real small inside. And that's another thing. They build these modern homes and they're real small. I mean, like real small inside. And so the square footage is almost tiny. It looks big on the outside, and you walk in there and you're kind of like, hi, kitty cat. Look at, there's a little cat. You're kind of walking in a storage room just to put a few boxes. So they're not as good as they're not. Yeah, I'll stay in my house. I forgot, I've been in some of these newer houses. They're not as spacey, and they don't have a lot of yard space. They're close, very close to their neighbors. I got enough space between me and my neighbors. Barely see them. They're close enough, let's put it this way. And I barely see them. But yeah, this is, I went onto this thing, and it's a neighborhood app, and I was talking about people parking their cars on the driveway and parking their cars in the bike lane, and how I'm pretty much neighborly. I'm not going to call on them, but I said, but somebody would. And it's such a fine. It would be a fine if somebody, code enforcement came through, ticket you, you didn't move your car and stuff. You could be paid. You could be charged a fine. And who wants to just give money away for the sake of giving money away? And so somebody comment and said, do you know your neighbors? Have you gotten out to meet your neighbors? Now, mind you, wherever this person comment from wasn't in my direct neighborhood, and I wasn't getting where this person was getting at till I read a little bit. But he basically said, if you knew your neighbors, if you was acquainted with your neighbors, then they would know you, and they would know your situation, and they would be mindful, and you would be able to speak to them and talk to them about their cars blocking the sidewalk and how you're having a hard time getting around. Okay, see this? The garbage is dead on the sidewalk. Now this is a little cul-de-sac, so I'll give them grace because they probably aren't used to people walking down the sidewalk. And so, but guess what, people walk down the sidewalk. And so I'm gonna get out of here. I'm not lost, but I've come to like basically a dead end. And I love that house right there. That's nice. Very, very nice. But the backyard my backyard is wooded and got trees in it and everything, but I can still see the neighbors' backyard, and the neighbors in my backyard are on another street. So I can see theirs, but my trees pretty much blocks them out. They can't see me and I can't see them, so to speak. I know I can see, you can see the fence, but if they're out there doing stuff, I really can't see enough. And if I sat out there, they'd have to be deliberately looking to see me. So I'm about to walk out of this area. It's a beautiful area, and it's right here in the neighborhood. Our neighborhood My neighborhood can look different depending on whatever street you're on. Yeah. I actually want to go through here, but the street is so curvy and there's no crosswalk. I have to walk past here and come back up. Yeah. I don't walk on this side of the street like I said earlier, so I'm further up, but right across, that's my walk. That's my walk there. And I'm coming up to the four-way stop. Now, I don't know if y'all can see the stop sign, but I can barely see the stop sign in my phone. And so that means y'all probably can see it very well. And it's the safest place to cross. Now, you heard me say it's the safest. I didn't say it's safe, because people still don't seem to stop for stop signs, and they do those rolling stops. And CSPD will get you and ticket you if they're sitting there and see you doing a rolling stop. What is a rolling stop? Where you slow down almost to a stop, but enough to see that there's no other cars coming, and you don't stop, you just keep rolling. Just keep moving slowly. It's called a rolling stop. You can get a ticket for that. I had a friend that did. She was real angry about that. So I think my granddaughter did that too, a rolling stop. No, she did not. She actually got a ticket for speeding. That's what happened. But here I go. My journey right now is uphill, but I'm on my side of the street, as I call it. On my side of the neighborhood. Ran into one of my students from a while back. I'm so proud of her. She's grown and she's gotten her degrees and raising her kids, and her kids are coming out of school and they're doing amazing. And it's just wonderful to know that. You know, I work at one of those schools that people think that our kids aren't successful, and these kids go way beyond what they're expecting. I wouldn't say the city's expectation, any expectation. They outdo, and they're about to outnumber. So I'm so proud of you all. All these graduates of Sierra High School, y'all keep doing it. Y'all are doing amazingly well. I love it. My walk is done. Back to the chair. It was interesting. I'm glad I got to find that little housing area. Would I walk that way again? Most certainly I will. It seemed like a quiet area. Not a lot of movement going along. It was very shady. So yes, most definitely. I had to pause and let the garbage truck pass. My garbage day is tomorrow. But most definitely I like that area. Because I'm not a resident over in that area, I assume that people would be giving me curious stares. I remember during COVID, I walked a block in front of me. People were staring at me out the window, but I got it. You know, everybody's quarantined, they're in the house, and here's just one lady walking down the street like, you know, alien or something, like had taken over the city. And it was like, you know, when they have those sci-fi movies where the end of the world, that's what it felt like. But I liked it because I liked the fact that I was the only one out there. I liked that the streets were quiet. There was no cars coming by. During COVID, what some of our main congested areas of travel was just nothing. And that was weird back then, because we would, one time I was with my son and we were going down Powers, And I might have been driving, I don't know, but I know I was with somebody. And it was him, because his car was in the shop. We had his car towed at that time to the shop. This was before he moved out. And we were just like, look at that. Every parking lot was empty, because down that major corridor there was a lot of, restaurants and stores and everything like that. And all kind of businesses was through there, silent, nothing. And we had the whole Powers Boulevard to ourselves. It was sort of creepy. Well, no, it was creepy. But we kind of enjoyed it too. But there's that longing inside of us for the hustle and the bustle. And so I'll take the hustle and bustle, then to go through a period of like that again. And I remember we would because I had just started back to work the semester before. Well, okay, COVID, they closed the school in March ahead of spring break, and I had started working there that February, I believe. Yeah, I started working that February, and we were supposed to return back after spring break, cleaned everything down. They said take everything off your walls and everything like that, but we'll be back. And so it was so funny, we didn't come back. And I spent a summer learning all kind of I can't even say it anymore, asynchronous learning. We learned all kinds of stuff. Using I don't know what it's called. It wasn't Blackboard, but one of those things we were using to communicate with kids and put assignments up and all of that stuff. I forgot all those things already. And so these are new things that weren't there when I was there. And I was only retired for 3 years at the time. And so I remember, so when they finally let us back in phases to school, of course we had to wear a mask. And I'm just like, I couldn't imagine a world where we have a mask on. We're coming into work and we have a mask on our face. Like, it was so real, surreal, not so real, surreal. And I remember, of course, they were bribing us to take the shot, giving us $500 bonus if you could show that you took the COVID shot. Who still knows what they put in our bodies? I don't know if it's a placebo or if they put something weird in our bodies. But so then came the time where they said we didn't have to wear the mask. When I tell you, people don't look the same without a mask. And it was like, whoa. And I'm sure they said that to me. That's how you look. Because you didn't see this part of their faces, and it's funny how this part makes a difference on how you look. And it was like, I never imagined this person looked like that. It was funny, but it was joyful that we could finally take the mask. I know people were really scared when we went full throttle, no mask, no nothing, just come on to school. Because I remember there was still a point in the COVID era where I was like, COVID, please come take me away. I've had enough. Just come on already. I surrender. Come on. I've had enough of this. I don't know. It's just something out of my realm, of realness. But thank God that he blocked that. He blocked COVID from me and my family. And so many people tragically lost their lives and had family members lose their lives. So I will never minimize that. Yeah, it was something different. But well, today is you could tell it has the possibility of being a scorcher, but yet maybe because I'm earlier. I don't know if I'm early out here or not. So let me check. So check my watch. So I'm in my workout. Just a minute. I gotta pause. According to my watch, I only walked. Well, I walked more than that 50 minutes because about 10 of those minutes I forgot to set the watch. So I walked about an hour, and I probably walked 1.5 miles in total summary, but that's okay. Sometimes I forget what time. I forget which way I turned the cameras on to record. So y'all might be seeing an odd thing of me talking when maybe you should be seeing my face, or the camera should be facing something I'm telling you about it and you're looking at me. But yeah. So I'm back. I'm sitting down. It's time to go get that coffee together, chill out for a little bit before going back in. It's just the same old, same old. So one of these days I'm not going to walk. Going to get some stuff done in the house and earlier, because when it gets later, I don't get as much done. It's because it's too hot. I get a little done, but not a lot. So I'm going to wake up purposefully early and do some deep cleaning and stuff like that. And yeah. But why it look like I'm living in a jungle or forest? I like this though. I cut down some of the branches. It looked like all the branches got more. Maybe because it's the way I pull my car up or whatever. But I like this shaded area. So I'm going to take some time to enjoy this. Heavenly Father, thank you for such a beautiful day. Lord, bless us all and everyone at the sound of my voice, whether it is today or it is a year from now, 2 years from now. If you're sitting here and you're listening to me, may God bless you and always possible, which is everything is possible with God. But may He give you an extraordinary blessing today. May He bless you and your family, and may He keep you. Amen.